Hey y'all, hola mi gente, it's your favorite Georgia Rican Kayla. And today I'm gonna do a special dessert for my husband. Richie's birthday is this week. And he finished all his finals last week and made honor roll, of course, like always in college. He's such a good student. And so I wanted to treat him with something that he doesn't get often because I just don't make it often. And that is tiramisu. So I'm gonna try to do a more traditional, classic, authentic tiramisu. And in between, I'll kind of show you how you can do it a faster version if you don't have some of the ingredients that I'm gonna show you. Y'all, I can't wait to show you how easy, really easy this is. Let's get started. These are the ingredients we're going to use for our tiramisu. Some egg yolks, sugar, cocoa powder, mascarpone cheese, vanilla extract, some heavy whipping cream, coffee, some coffee liqueur, and lady fingers. So Richie loves tiramisu, and this is kind of like a casserole, dessert casserole, if you will, but there's several components. Now, normally what you use is mascarpone cheese. I have regular mascarpone, but this is mascarpone with some espresso inside of it. So it's super yummy, has a little bit of that extra kick. If you can't find mascarpone, use cream cheese. Just use cream cheese in place of it. Now I'm gonna do kind of a sauvignon, a little bit of creamy. It's gonna be egg yolks that I'm gonna cook over a double boiler with some sugar. So I have 6 egg yolks here. I'm gonna use 1 cup of sugar in here, a little bit of vanilla extract, but I'm also gonna put a little rum liqueur in it and do it over the double. If you don't have this kind of sauvignon custard, use, you guessed it, pudding. So you can use a vanilla pudding. And then I'm gonna use some heavy whipping cream with a little bit of sugar and some more Kahlua. And I'm gonna do a little bit of extract and do my own whipped cream. And y'all know I've showed you guys how to do that plenty of times. So we're gonna mix the mascarpone with the sauvignon, this pudding-like custard, and the whipped cream together. Pretty simple. We have some lady fingers that I have, and this gets soaked in Kahlua, which is a coffee flavored rum, and coffee to get that strong. It's really light, but yet really feeling, it's just decadent. At the same time, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's yummy. You just layer it up like a lasagna in a little casserole dish like this and let it chill. And before you serve it, dust the top with cocoa powder. It can be easier than that. Let's do it. Let's start off by making our heavy whipping cream. Like a cup or so in here. Add some sugar to your preference and some flavoring like vanilla extract. You can always do whatever flavoring that you prefer. That's what you want to see. Look at all those beautiful specks. Now we're going to add our mascarpone to this. Now that we got our whipped cream together, we're going to add in our mascarpone. You want it at room temperature because you want to be able to mix it well, fold it together. And once I get this well incorporated, I'm going to pop it in the fridge and then work on my sauvignon. Okay, so now I have my egg yolks. I have about 6 egg yolks, about a cup of sugar. I have some vanilla extract, a little bit of more vanilla bean in here, and also just a tad, like a splash or so of Kahlua. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna mix this up. You're gonna do it in a double boiler, which is I have water underneath her and underneath this glass bowl in this pot. I have it heated, and I'm gonna gently cook my eggs so they're not raw. Now, I've seen some recipes that are just raw eggs, and then they do use the egg whites and they fluff those up like a meringue and put it in the mixture too. But, you know, I try not to do raw eggs, you know what I'm saying? And now if you have like a caster finer sugar, I would recommend you do that here because you don't want it grainy and stuff like that. But I'm gonna keep stirring this, whipping this up. It's gonna get lighter and it's gonna get bigger in volume, okay, with this heat. And then we'll be back. All right, so see how it's a pale yellow? And I got my thermometer here and it's reached 135. Between 130 and 140, then you know that your eggs are cooked and you don't want to scramble them or anything like that. So It only took it a few seconds. I just don't have it too dipped in here too long because and I already have this turned off. You can see it's starting to go down. If you feel like it's getting too hot, all you have to do is lift this off of there for a few seconds and let it cool down or whatever, and keep whisking and put it back and whatnot. Whoa. Now I'm gonna let this cool before I put it with everything else because I don't want it to melt. Now we just need a dish. We're gonna pour in our espresso or our coffee, as strong as you can make it. And then we're going to add about 1 cup, or half a cup, depending on your preference, of coffee liquor, which this is Kahlua, which is a type of rum. Eyeball it. And this is what we're going to soak our ladyfingers. These ladyfingers are very like fresh and what do you call it? They're not like the harder, thicker ones. So you could do it one of two ways. You can do it like this, like I'm doing it, but I've already noticed that it's starting to, you know, kind of fall apart a little bit on me. So I'm just going to get a spoon and just pour it over, and they will soak it up. And they'll be just as good. I promise you. Because I don't want them to fall apart in my hands as I put it on here. And then if you have a little bit of room or so, this is going to end up being just like a little 2-layered. Oh, it's so good. Cake. Now let's put our cream on top. Here we have our mascarpone with our homemade whipped cream. And now we're putting our Sauvignon in here. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is amazing. You can try to whisk it. I'm going to fold it in. You can use your mixer, you know, your hand mixer if you want to keep it light and fluffy. I think this is going to mix just fine like this. Again, if you don't want to do the Sauvignon, just use like a box of vanilla pudding. You can use Cool Whip instead of making your own whipping cream. If you don't have mascarpone, do cream cheese. I just wanted to try to be as authentic as I could for my husband since it's his birthday. And again, you want to cool your Sauvignon because you don't want it to, you know, flatten and melt your cream cheese or whipped cream that you whipped all that air in. Oh my goodness, this is looking amazing. All right, so you know I have my soaked lady fingers in here. I still feel like a little chunk of mascarpone's in here, so but that's okay. I'm gonna put half of this mixture in here, smooth it out. And do my other layer. Now I'm going to put this in my fridge and chill it for about 1 or 2 hours. Then I'll come dust it right before I serve it to my husband. So I hope to come back in a few days. I did this ahead of time, so maybe tomorrow or whatever he'll want to cut into it. But you ever just want to get your loved one some cute little birthday balloon? Hey y'all, it's the next day. Look at this, has set completely. And so now I just got some cocoa powder and I'm just going to put it over this just like that. So I went ahead and decorated it. He didn't want me to light the candles. But I'm gonna cut into it and I don't know if you can see the sides yet. Let's see inside. Salud, buen provecho. Oh my gosh. So my camera cut off just when I took a bite, but you guys. Oh my God. We won't ever buy any again. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Sweet, but not overly sweet. You can taste that espresso, that coffee. A little bit of that Kahlua. What's gonna do? It's the birthday boy. So tell him.
Hey y'all. So let's try this homemade tiramisu that Kayla so graciously made for me.
You gotta bite into it. You didn't get any of the, yeah.
It's pretty good. Real good. It's good.
How's it compared to the ones you had?
Better.
Good. You better say that. No, just kidding. Yeah, well, I made authentic from scratch. Can you tell?
It's good. Yeah.
Winner, winner. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
My love, happy birthday to you. Mwah. Buen provecho, guys.
Adios.